Okay, how's it going? Just gonna check in on your chord learning and teach you a very cool thing. The most powerful chord in guitar, literally named the power chord because it is the tool that unlocks the whole thing. Anyway, let's just go over what you've learned. You know you've been doing your these two fingers. Sorry, I'm trying to make this more clear for you. But it's funny for me. So you can start combining them any way you want and start making songs, right? I think your mom knows that one. Don't be afraid to experiment with different, sorry, my fingers are in the way. Different combinations, different strumming patterns. Anyway, wasting enough of your time. Hopefully you're practicing that stuff still. Okay, here it is, the power chord. First of all, let's make sure we're in tune together. So I'll just go through my strings, and you just make sure yours are the same as mine. Use your tuner. E, A, D, G, B, E. Pause it now and go into tune. Okay, on pause. If you sound the same, we're good. Here we go. So power chord, you're gonna have to learn to do this one thing that's actually kind of hard, but it's worth doing, and you know, if I can do it, you can do it. So it involves you clamping down all the strings with your pointing finger. So that's something you can get used to doing first. I'm just gonna put my hand out front because that's easier. If you want to learn that first, because it's kind of tricky because you got to twist your wrist like this, but you will get used to that, I promise. Just keep on doing it like this. Your hand will get used to it. There's a million guitar players out there. They all had to sort of get over this awkwardness. Try and have your thumb in the middle of the back of the neck and just clamp. For now, that's going to be your first exercise to do. Just do that. Do that until your wrist doesn't hurt. And it sounds funny, it sounds bad, but it's kind of the hardest part of the power chord. Now the next part is just putting another finger down. That's easy. So you're going to have this thing. It's called a bar. This is also called a bar chord. B-A-R-R-E. Not really important. You're going to take your ring finger, fourth finger, and 2 frets over, and you can do this anywhere, but for now we'll do it on this 3rd fret. So you're going to clamp down on the 3rd fret here, and then you're going to take your ring finger and put it on the next string down in the 5th fret. So here's fret 3, here's fret 5. This is covering all the strings, and this is squishing down just the 2nd string. And you got to try and make an arch. See the under my ring finger? I'm not squishing any other strings, just the top 2. So if I were to take my ring finger off and just play these by themselves, right? And so I'm just putting one finger down. Hopefully I can do this for you and so you can see it. Hear that one note that changed? Now when we play this, it makes a chord, just like what you've learned. It's no different than a chord like this, a chord like this. So you're just making another chord with a different shape. If you want to imagine it, you can even do one finger on the 3rd fret, one finger on the 5th fret, and don't even worry about barring all of them. You just play the top 2 strings, and you'll get the same sound. But the idea is to squish the strings down as best you can. And if you can only do the top few for now, that's fine. Now the reason why this is called a power chord is you can play it, any note anywhere on the neck becomes a chord. Every note becomes available to you, and you can play any song. You can play every song. Don't worry about the chord names right now. We'll learn that eventually. But we got F, G, A, B, C, D, and then back to E again. I'll explain all that stuff another time. But you can play these chords. G, A, G, A. So that's the first thing. I know it's a long one. Sorry, I'm almost done. Just with these two fingers. And then if you want to become a real pro, if it's easier with your pinky, you can do it with your pinky too. That's fine. Whatever you got to do to clamp these two strings down. Now the next part of that is you want to make this shape. Anywhere on the neck is fine. So we'll go back to this fret here because we've done this. Ring finger, and then under your ring finger, how do I show you? Under your ring finger, with your pinky, you're going to squish the next string down. So you got those two things stacked up. But you also still want to do the arch. See how this string are squished, but none of the ones underneath it are. Okay, your third finger, middle finger, is going to go one string down. So from the front, it looks like this. Third finger, pinky, ring finger. 3 in a row. And then you're going to squish everything. It sounds like this. See how every string has a note now? Because before this way, you only need to play this way when you're only pushing two strings, you only need to really strum the top two strings. And when you fill it all in with the rest of the chord, you can play all the strings and it doesn't sound weird. If you don't do all the strings, doesn't sound so full, but it's up to you. There's plenty of guitarists in the world, in real big bands, that just do the two finger thing. So again, step 1, it's pinching with your thumb, squishing your hand, getting used to your wrist being twisted around all weird. Next, just one finger down. You can do this anywhere. Do it up here. Do it up here. Do it down here. 2 fingers, 2 strings, anywhere on the neck. Third, all of this. But this stuff, this chord's kind of hard. One thing at a time. Just do the 2-string one for the next few weeks, trying to do that. And don't forget to go back to the other chords you learned too. Sorry this took so long. If you got any questions, you can email me or ask me or phone me or whatever you want. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.